Hello, friends. Good morning, everyone. How are we? Happy Sunday. Where am I? Facebook. Okay, I think I'm squared away. Good morning. Welcome, welcome. It's Mary Jo Snyder. Welcome to Let's Caffeinate and Create this wonderful Sunday morning. I have my coffee. It is just Tim Hortons original roast and a smidge of sweet cream. So where to begin? I am going to be playing with a technique called color blocking. I know we've all done it and not really known the name of it, but I had to do it recently. Signed up for this amazing fun experience on a group that I belong to. Thank you, Jenny Eck, for sharing that information with me and inviting me. I've been having a lot of fun creating all the swap cards that I'm sending out to people. And I love the flexibility of this group of how many people you can choose to swap with. It could be one, it could be two, whatever the case may be. So I have sent out probably 5 to 6 cards the last couple of days. And I'm really excited, and a little care package that I signed up to send. And today I'm going to replicate a card without showing the original, because I want it to be a surprise that when it goes in the mail to one of the ladies in this swap. And I'm super excited about the fact that I can share this technique with you if you've never done it. Several different ways to do this technique. It's a lot of fun, and I'm very excited to share it with you. So I also want to extend a very loving response to all the positivity that has come my way with my decision that I shared with you yesterday. And just know that, you know, this is bigger than, you know, it's not about anyone else but me. And people need to understand that. And if not, I'm just going to let them feel how they feel, and just know I love my community here, and I love the friends that I've made along the way. And I'm just so gracious and grateful to be a part again of the Stampin' Up! Community. Again, my vision is different. I have a lot of different things that I'm going to do, and a lot of different things that I am going to share. So anyway, I would love for you to hit the like and follow here on Facebook, because I will be doing my lives here again, and I'll be uploading them to YouTube and using YouTube as a flexibility of sharing additional content in live videos. So if you head over to Let's Caffeinate and Create YouTube channel, Create with MJ is the tag name, you would be able to also subscribe to that channel so that you don't miss content there as well. You don't necessarily have to subscribe. You can watch behind the scenes, and that's fine too. I don't mind that. But just be sure you're commenting and getting it. Well, yeah, again, you have to have a Google account and YouTube account in order to. Hello, Celine. Welcome. But anyway, in order to participate in commenting and all that stuff, subscribing on YouTube, you would need to have a Google account and sign in to be a part of the community correspondence with each other and encouraging each other along the way, answering questions, and just being just wonderful people that you are. So, all right, I am going to get myself pointed down. I'm not sure how many people are going to join me. I did not pre-announce that I would be here versus YouTube, other than maybe a smidge of that yesterday. But I want to share this color blocking technique, and I'm going to do a couple cards. I'm going to replicate the one I made yesterday that I'm mailing out, just with different paper. And hey, Maggie, welcome. Different paper and some ephemera that I had from a completely different product. And I might do some stamping, embossing, die cutting, whatnot, but we're going to create a couple cards. I'm on a mission to try and get somewhere to get my hair done today before I have to meet up with Kim and Brenda to coordinate our cruise with Jennifer Cotton. So without further ado, cheers to all of you, whatever you're drinking that's nice and toasty or whatever this morning. I welcome you, and I'm grateful for you to be a part of my community and creative corner, I guess I'll say. All right, let's get started. We're going to reverse the camera. It's another rainy day in upstate New York. Just so you all are in the loop, my daughter did arrive into California last night. Of course, there are 3 hours difference there. And I have to say that it was definitely a process for her. Sorry for the wiggling and jiggling. I need to get my arm of my, this thing all squared away. So thank you for the stars and the love. Appreciate it. So happy. Thank you, Maggie. And I know you and I have had conversation about this whole process. And now that Aaliyah is in California, she, and Stampin' Up! Is going to be, this is way crooked, so I'm sorry, I'm adjusting back to this whole thing with Facebook and all the crazies I have to do with my camera. Close your eyes if you get dizzy. I think I'm good now. And if it's crooked, then so be it. All right. It drives me a little bit crazy. I'm not OCD, but I could be, I guess. Obviously, you know I'm not if you looked at my craft room. But anyway, okay, here we are. So yes, it would be really great to, yes, definitely. Thank you. Chasing her dreams, and thankful she is there. Not without potentially a few more things to deal with to make sure everything's, yes, exactly, on stage in your town. Long Beach, California. So wouldn't that be ideal? I could meet you in person, right? Come visit and meet you in person, as well as visit my daughter and kind of get a 3-for-1 out of the experience if I'm able to get registered for the event, because they are highly in demand. So anyway, that's a ways off. And today we are creating some fun things. I do not know what's going on with my work area. Sorry, it's like a hot mess. I got coffee though. Maybe if I get a piece of paper and set it on there the right way, it wouldn't be such a issue. All right, it does drive me crazy to look on the screen and see things crooked. So I pulled out the Twisted Rope 3D embossing folder. I don't even know what else I pulled out. I'm trying to find my, and I don't know where they are. They may not be labeled. See, I'm all organized until I get to the point of, oh, what are these? Some things are organized, but when you can't find something, yeah, that's proof that you're really not. Yes, I'm signing up to be a demonstrator because I have to try to go to on stage. Well, we will try and do that together. Yay. It will be fun to meet you. So, all right. And hopefully you get some discounts on buying product. That's a plus, right? I'm pulling in the Country Woods, and that's what I was looking for, I have the stamp set. If I prepared last night, I'd been a little better off. The stamp set, Seaside Wishes. And honestly, I cannot tell you what's retiring and what isn't. You can check the online store and see what's in the last chance list or the last chance option in the online store, so that you can get a better idea of what is going away. But I wanted to use this, as well as some of these amazing ephemera that came with something my mom bought me well over 20 years ago. So I think some of the colors will look nice together. They're very beachy summer theme. So let's get at it and do some color blocking. I'm going to grab just scraps from this. So I'm going to grab this, some of the kind of, white distressed wood, that wood tone. And I think I need one more design. So let's try and pull out. I'm going to end up opening my window because it's super, do I want that color? No. I want to jazz it up with some of that Calypso Coral that is there, or Pool Party, whatever the color is. The colors are Basic Beige, Basic Gray, Crumb Cake, Early Espresso, Love Espresso, and Gray Granite, Misty Moonlight, Pecan Pie, Petal Pink. It's Pool Party, Smoky Slate, and Wild Wheat. So that's Pool Party. And I would love to pull some of that color in, but maybe I will just use, I don't want to cut a whole sheet of paper, but I might. I have a ton more of this. And the best part about this paper, I did see, yay, that it is coming back in the next catalog. I do not have a catalog, but I've had an ability to sneak a peek since signing up as a demonstrator. And I'm pretty excited. I'm loving it. Let's see what's on the back of these. Maybe it's right here in front of me. No, it's not. So we are going to pull in. I want to grab that piece. So I'm just going to get the big piece that I have in here, which is this, and it will give it a pop of color. It almost would look great with the Misty Moonlight as well. So we might even play around with that. And I know the reverse side of one of these has that color there. So let's see what we can do today with this color blocking technique. Oh, look at all the people hopping on. Hello, my friends. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, Linda. Listening while you're driving. Cheers to coffee. Cheers with coffee. Amen. Thank you, Lisa. Yes, I love this paper as well. Super happy that it is returning. I have so much of it because I wanted to do a lot of scrapbooking from our trips to North Carolina when Maddie and Nigel got engaged, as well as our trip prior to that. I just have to find a way to crop somebody out of some of those photos. Whoopsie. Sometimes we don't always make the best decisions in life, and that was one of them. Don't take someone that you don't know is going to be a part of your future on a family vacation. Enough said. Anyway, let's cut these down. I need to cut these down to, and bear with me, I have to measure. Nope, I don't. I'm going to cut it down to 2 inches. So I have a 2-inch strip. And I believe if I am making a base of 4 by 5 1/4 layer on top of my card, then I'm going to want to make sure this is 2 1/2 plus 1/8. So that's 2 5/8. And I'm just going to cut a piece of this, same measurement. We need 4 designs. So again, we're going to have this wood grain go this way. So 2, again, if it's directional paper, definitely make sure that you are cutting it in a way, and you'll understand once you see this color blocking of this first card, you'll see it in a way that makes sense. So I'm going to have this wood grain go this way. And then we'll use, again, 4 pieces of different designer series paper, or you can take different colors of cardstock and emboss. Embellish that spot. I lost track of conversation, I think. That's okay. All right. So yes, you need 4 pieces of paper, whatever you choose. I'm choosing designer series paper because I think the outcome was absolutely gorgeous on the card that I created. And again, I can't share it until the person receives it. So that makes it a little bit difficult for me, but that's okay because I really want to share it. But we'll share it in a photo later on after I know she receives it in the mail. All right, so I am lining corner to corner into this, in the section here, and bringing my blade down to the center of that paper, and I'm cutting it at a diagonal. I want to keep these together. I'm going to do the same for all 3 pieces, and I want them to go cut the same way, same direction. And you'll see why. Just going to set those all aside. That would have been a pretty addition too, but that's okay. So again, I'm pointing them all to the right, and I'm bringing in my blade, making sure it's lined up corner to corner in the, what is that thing called? The little section of your little divot. I don't know. Hey, Vicky, welcome, welcome. Oh, embellish that person out. Unfortunately, unfortunately, there's a lot of hand holding in those pictures, so I really have to crop with expertise. I could always put a bobblehead on the body and just not worry about it, but it's all good. God forgive me. I don't know, you know, people have access to YouTube and whatnot, and I'm not even sorry if he watches my videos and stalks me. Sounds like a problem for that person. All right, I'm done bashing. The track. Thank you. It's called the track. All right, I probably still need that. Now I got a whole bunch of card bases because I didn't know what color I wanted to use. And since we have all these beautiful colors, how about, look at all these that are pre-cut. Basic beige would be a good choice, actually. Or do I want to go with a darker? I think I might do Misty Moonlight or Crumb Cake, because there's going to be a white layer in between all of this. So I would really love a Wow Pop. So let's do this. I don't have any more Pool Party, so I can't do that. But I think that Coastal Cabana would look great with that as well. So it's a nice pairing of paper. All right, and that's a little tip and trick. When you get your cardstock, you can certainly cut it in advance so you can easily grab it and create, because it makes things a little bit easier. I was thinking the whole, words are hard. They are for me too. I don't always know the lingo, but you get the gist. All right, standard card base, 8.5 by 5.5, and score at 4 1/4. So we've got that. That is going to be our card base. I also need a piece of white cardstock that I need to cut down, and I happen to have some handy. I need to cut this down to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So there'll be a smidge of white showing on that layer when it goes onto the card base. How many of you have tried color blocking before? Or do you know what it is? There's so many different ways to do it, and I'm excited to share. So I do want my Tombow because that is going to be a staple in this design. Now, I want to do some mix and matching of these, and you'll see as I go along how we're going to work that in. I think the first piece I want, so I may have cut it different than I wanted to, but that's okay. It's all going to come together. It's going to leave a 1/16 of an inch border. So I'm going to come in with this piece right there. Actually, this might turn out better than the first one. You never know. And I can't share that, but I will. And it's got that faith over fear sentiment from the Comforting Thoughts. I love that. I loved Rhonda Wade's stamp set when she had that beautiful big fonts of You Are My Sunshine and Faith Over Fear, all that stuff I just loved. So I grabbed the one that was on this side. So I need the one that is going to, I want to marry these together. No, I want to use, I'm going to put these together, okay? Because the lines are going to, well, and the lines here are going to contrast too, but I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's what I'm going to use. And remember, I could flip sides and use this differently. So I'm really happy that I saved a lot of my papers. It's one thing that I can't do is get rid of my papers. That's a little off, but it's okay because not every piece of paper you cut is going to be the same, but it's going to get covered. One I'll keep forever, Rhonda set. Same, I have it, love it, and I loved the class that you did with it. I remember getting it, and it was wonderful. Okay, so now we are going to take this opposing one. I should look at my, and we're gonna put this, actually hold off on that one, because I need to take this white piece, and I'm gonna put it right here, okay? So we're mixing and matching, and with the fact that this paper all coordinates, obviously, is such a loving, wonderful thing, we can, we could flip these around, and it would all look good together. So, all right, now I've got this. Welcome everyone joining. Appreciate you being here this Sunday morning. And I have glue all over my fingers, so let's see if I can get this to work. That's got to come down some. So as you see, I'm building this whole kind of, it looks almost like kites or pinwheels, or not pinwheels, but this is color blocking. You're taking pieces, almost like quilting. My mother would love this card. She was an avid quilter. God love her. All right, and now I want to take, I have all these pieces left. So for this, do I want to go here? I think I want to go over on this corner. I might actually, that goes there. And the key is to have all of these sections connect. So you really have to kind of figure out how you're going to place everything. Now I have this, and this should be where I think this is going to go. I don't want it right next to each other. Maybe I should flip it and use the other side up here. Gives me the flexibility to do so. And then I'll take this one, and that can go there. It matches this. Well, and actually, let's do this. I lied. We're going to keep it going. This is going to go next to this because it makes sense after it's all put together. And if you have like white in between there because it's not matching up because of the way you cut it, it's not a big deal because we are going to do something to cover that up with a piece of ribbon and your sentiment. So color blocking. And you're going to see you can put these with no rhyme or reason, or you can put them, whoa, Tombo, work with me, baby. I should clean my hands. So like these pair up, those pair up, pair up. Oh, that needs glue. So this is color blocking. It's a beautiful quilt pattern. And I bet that's a term with quilting. I don't know. But super pretty, right? So you've got that. Super awesome. I was going to use this as the lid for my glue. Okay. And now I want to find ribbon that's going to go with this very nicely, and I don't have it all handy, so bear with me while I grab something, and it may be something that's still available in the store or something that isn't. And we have Pool Party. Let me grab some pretty Pool Party ribbon. Rewind. And we will cut a slice of that. I also have navy. Let me cut 2 pieces here. I don't measure because it's all on a beautiful thing my husband made me, and there's that. It's a dowel that is like hangs all my ribbon, so it's really hard to take my ribbon off of it, and that's going to be changed, but I'm still going to keep the shelving up there. So we've got this, or we have this. And I think I want to go with this to pull out the little bit of blue that's in there. Ciao Bella, off to my mother-in-law's. I love that you just spoke Italian. Have a wonderful day, and great to see you too. Thanks, Linda, and thanks for all the love yesterday. I appreciate it. All right, so with this, we are going to do fun stuff. I want to take my seal adhesive, which I think is about out. Cannot wait to get my starter kit because I only have, actually this, I only have 1 roll of this left. Unreal, people. Okay, another reason, need discount. I love the adhesive, thank you. This is so simple, but looks like it took a whole lot of brain work. And the only hard part is picking out the paper and figuring out how you want to lay it down. All right, so this is going to go on my card base, and that ties in very nicely. I'm glad I chose that ribbon to the card base. And we're going to varnish this. This is going to go flat to your card base. I have plenty of ribbon here to create a bow, and adhesive. That's probably why I run out of adhesive so quickly. It's all good. This gets a little smidge of a border of the card base. I'm a little off, should have used Tombow, but that's okay. And I think I reversed how that was. That's okay too. And now let's grab that wonderful thing that I'm falling in love with, and I'm probably going to do it wrong, but I found a way to make it work. It goes around, it goes under, it goes over, and it ties together. Right? Right. Nope, did it wrong. Yesterday I did it flawlessly. All right. Under, over. I did over and then under. I know the directions are underneath, but I get so lost with them. And then tie it in a knot. Oh, hey, Terry. Misty Moonlight. Loving the color. Okay, we've got our bow. Look at how beautiful it is. Woohoo! I may not have done it the right way, but hey, Brenda, welcome, welcome. I think it's navy and I think it's Misty Moonlight. I don't know. I could read the spool, but it's kind of buried. So this is going to go here. And then I will cut the edges off at an angle. So I'm not wasting any of that. That's a really loud vehicle going by. Any of that ribbon that I cut off there. So that will go right there. And, well, I shouldn't say I'm not, but a little smidge to cut these angled edges. Try not to cut the ribbon underneath. And it makes it look like you created a bow with this piece of ribbon here. Gives you the illusion that you did it all in one fell swoop, right? Yes. So there's that. We got the color blocking done. We've got the ribbon, and yes, we're good there. And now we need to find a sentiment. I could use these beachy themes, but I'm going to hold off on that. I'm going to grab this set. And what I want to do is take one of these. Look at it. There's not even ink on this. How sad is that? What am I even thinking? I know it's been used. Oh, either way, that's what I'm using. And then I'm going to grab a sentiment. And I'm going to, since this is fresh to ink, I love using my Versamark to season my stamps. I love this DSP too. Glad it's sticking around. I'm going to season my stamp in Versamark, which will help pull up whatever ink I decide to use. And what I'm going to use is a very light ink, which is, if I can reach it, my Basic Beige. I'm going to stamp that on a piece of white. You need to put the ink on there first, silly. Basic Beige. I also want to stamp off. Get my wonderful grid paper. I'm going to stamp off. I want to see what it looks like without stamping off. Oh, it's very faint. So, maybe I want to do crumb cake. I love Basic Beige, but it trips me up that it has that green hue to it. I think there might be a bubble in the center of the stamp. Let me just lift it and lay it back down. Okay, I think I'm going to do crumb cake. So let's switch up my thought process and grab crumb cake, because then I know it's going to give me the shade I'm looking for. Let's clean that off. Dip it in something else. I kind of want the whole brown tone, not a green undertone. All right, now we got it. I'm going to grab my grid again, test it out. It's always good to test the waters before jumping in. Yeah, perfect. Okay, that's what I'm doing. Oh, I still need to stamp off. Stamp off lightly without pushing too much of that ink off. And then I'm going to stamp off here. Let our stamp on. Stamp off, stamp on. Wax on, wax off. Unagi. Perfect. Unagi comes from Friends. And now we want a bright color. But what I'm going to do is cut that out with, punch it out. And nope, that's too small. I'm going to use my 2 3/8 circle punch in hopes that, nope, I don't want that one. I'm going to go with the 2-inch punch that I found in my stash and cut that out. There's that. And now I could cut a 2-inch circle out of another piece of paper. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll do some layering. Let's close that. What is that? What paper is that? It's got embossed stuff on it. All right, let's find. Okay, so we've got this card. That's going to go there. How beautiful is that? And actually, do I need anything else on it? Because I can sponge the edges to give it some. Sometimes the simplest things mean the most. Your friendship is the best gift. Let's see what's going to fit on here. I'm just going to move that aside. It's in my way. That stamp would fit on there nicely. So would that one. Love you would fit on there. Let's see. Sometimes the simplest things mean the most. Your friendship is the best gift. I'm going to do this. Okay, let's grab a block. And that one might be seasoned, but I'm going to season it again with my Versamark. And that's just going to help me pull up that amazing ink. And of course, it makes sense to use Misty Moonlight since we've got a Misty Moonlight base and some blue ribbons. And I'm going to hope that this turns out amazing and visible on top of that sand dollar. Do you know when Brett adopted Nigel and Aaliyah and legally became their dad, even though he took on that role the minute he walked into this house? How beautiful is that? The judge gave the kids sand dollars on adoption day. I thought that was beautiful, and they both have them. Great memory. And now it's nice when you go to the beach and you can find them because, you know, it's just very meaningful. Okay. Again, this is color blocking. We'll do maybe 2 more cards before I have to take off for the day. Not take off for the day, but I'm on a mission this morning. Let's grab, I really need to get my hair done, and I'm hoping I can find somewhere to go do that on a Sunday. No promises, though. I need to revamp my hair is just a mess. So it's time. It's one of those things I never do for myself, is take care of my hair in a timely manner. And it's like super long. And I end up just putting it up all the time. And that's not necessarily what I want to do. So, all right. I am going to, now that I've brushed off some of that browns and copper that we used yesterday, I want to, and actually I could just come on with, what do I want to do? There's a pop of early espresso. I could just roll it in. I found out yesterday, someone had mentioned when you put your paper to your ink pad, they actually had their ink pad have slices in it from doing that. So, and I love to do that because it just gives that little edge. But now I'm a little concerned, so I'm just going to pull up some of that espresso, and I'm going to just add it to the edge of my paper without going too crazy, just to give it that added zhuzh of color, pop of color. like so. When you put it down, you might be able to see it a little bit. Let's just add a little bit more. That way you can use sponging, your daubers, whatever you choose. I've never had an issue with a piece of paper cutting my ink pad, but now I really never want to. So I'm very glad that person shared that tip. I'm going to put my blending brush aside. And then this is going to get some dimensionals. Working on that stack I found. Do you guys have a preference in dimensionals? Do you like the minis? Do you like the regular size? Does it depend on what you're working on? I love the larger ones, but I do use the minis when I have intricate details that I have to add stuff to. Now I could totally layer this circle and add another circle under there, but I don't want to take away from the ribbon that's underneath or make it so big that you can't see this color blocking technique. So there is, and I'll add a piece of white to the inside for my sentiment or my greeting. And I think it would be fun to add some fun little gems to this. So let's find something that's going to work that is kind of got a rustic vibe to it. I don't know what went with this when it all came out, but we're going to use something that's not glossy, more of a matte finish or a brass finish. What are these? Smoky slate pearls. That's shimmery. Although, no. How about, I'm going to use these textured backed thingies again that I used yesterday. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the love. The love. Okay. Take your pick tool. Adding this cute little thing. And I'm going to put one here. Add another. There's only 2 sizes. Add another one here. And I'm going to take one and add it over there. I want it in a triangle formation. I'll put it right there. Kind of like a triangle to let the things flow. But there you go. That is your first color blocking technique. Super cool. Love it. It's beautiful. And it's just so simple. So that's a key. I love simple layouts that look like it took you forever to do. All right, so the next thing I want to do, let's do additional color blocking. And I'm going to grab those same colors. Put that in there for now. Put that where it goes. And since I already have these, I want to, I'm going to use the back side of this. And I'll use this, 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 sure, or this. Let's bring out all those colors. Let's leave the dark brown out of it. There. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Cheryl. Welcome, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. All right. I am going to cut these in. So we've got 4 by 5 1/4. How about we do color blocking on a piece of paper that is 4 by 3, and then we'll mat it on something a little bit bigger. So let's go with 3 7/8 by, no, I did that wrong. No, that's right. 3 by 7/8, 4 by 3. Did I do that wrong? I did that wrong. Yes. It needs to be smaller. Sorry. 3 by 7/8. And then I'm cutting it down because we want it to be, let's see, color blocking. They're going to go together a 1/16 of an inch. So 1/8 of an inch off 1 inch, I'm guessing. So we're gonna do this, 7/8, and we're gonna pray for the best. I may be off. I mean, I'm always off, but all right. So we've got this again, 2 7/8. I think I misspoke earlier, and 7/8. Same size, yes. And the next one, 2 7/8. If I'm wrong, we'll figure it out. What was the size of the 4 triangles you started with? Beautiful technique. Thank you. They were, let me tell you, because now I forgot. The total measurement ends up being 5 by 4 1/4. So let me grab my ruler, wherever that may live now. I have, the blocks are 2 by, I think it's 3, no, 2 by 2 and 5/8. Yes, 2 by 2 and 5/8. And then you slice them. All right, so this is 2 7/8 by, where was I at? 1 7/8. Trying to make it fit on the paper I'm getting. Maybe that should be 1 inch versus, we're gonna keep going, because if it needs to be 1 inch, I'm gonna cut these down too in case I need 1 inch, because I don't want white space in between them, and I think that's where I'm messing myself up. So 1 inch by 2 7/8. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, now that I've got that all squared away, let's get these out of the way. And I'm gonna need that other piece. Trying to do the math. 1 inch by 2 7/8, which is already there, and I totally messed up the edge of that, but that's okay. And then the last design is going to be this, and I want it to be this way. So 2 7/8. Goodness gracious, can I even talk? By 1 inch. So I switched it up because it's going to be 4 inches in length and have a little bit of a white border. So with that, we need a piece of white paper that is 4 by 3, 3 by 4, however you want to do it. Cut it 3 inches here by 4. Okay, we'll add that color blocking, and let's see how we want to add it. We can do this, and I want this at the bottom, I think, to tie in all those colors. I'm glad that I got all those colors in there. And I'm gonna put this at top. They're all gonna attach together, so I don't have to worry about placement when I'm doing it, okay? I hope. Nope. I was right, I think, initially. I think I need to trim like 1/16 of an inch off of them, because if I use the other ones, this is where the math comes in. So I apologize if you're crafting with me and I'm messing you up. I needed a border at the top and bottom, so let's check these out. Yeah, so that's going to be way too much. So I think I need to trim just 1/16 of an inch off of these. So, sorry, 1/16 of an inch. So you are cutting it down to 15/16. I know, who likes 16th measurements? Not I. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. So again, it's 1 inch. No, not 1 inch. 6. You know what I'm saying. I'll write the measurements in the description. Have a good day, Cheryl. Good to see you too. Thank you. Hopefully she caught what I said, but There's that. And then this one. So again, 15/16 by 2 7/8. I'll write it in the description so you guys have it since I made oopses. All right, now I want to add these. So I'm going to grab my Tombow. I need blades, and I don't think that they are available currently. This is going to go towards the bottom with a 1/16 smidge inch of a border. So you got that. This one I'll put next to it, right flush next to it. Lightly use my Tombow on that. And if I'm off, I'll figure it out. But I think it should be okay. Again, flush to that one. And this one. Yeah, it's a little off. So I'm just going to trim that down. I don't know. My measurements are off. Sorry. We'll figure it out. Girl math. Trim it. So I'm going to end up trimming about 3/16 off of that piece. Perfect. Look how great that turned out. It wouldn't be crafting if you didn't have oopses. I don't know how to figure out those measurements, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I wanted the white border. Now I want to grab some pretty cardstock to frame this. And why not grab some kind of rectangle, right? How about no, we're just going to cut it down from paper. I think that color is petal pink. Excuse me, hoping I don't trip over what I got going on here. I'm going to grab my subtle family paper and grab, this has got some wonky cuts in it, so I'm not going to use this for anything other than scrap. So now that I have this piece that is 3 3/4, that's so odd. Maybe I cut my paper wrong to begin with. By 3 3 3/4 by 3. Wasn't the ideal measurement. I'm going to come in here and do 3 3/4. I'm going to do 3 7/8. But no, that was 2 7/8. What am I doing? Measure. This is why you have to have a plan. I want to go 3 1/8. My Lanta. By, measure this one. You want it 1/8 bigger. A smidge under, a 1/16 under 4. So that little snippet under the 4-inch mark. And they're going to layer very nicely with a little border of blushing bride, stop it. Petal pink. I will get my act together. The key to videos with me is do not, girl math always ends in perfection. Yes, after you make the adjustments to it. It's like you save $40 on shipping if you go to the store, so you have an extra $40 to spend at the store, right? Absolutely. That's girl math. Love it. I just gave myself some love. That's funny. Okay, so this is going to go on here, and I'm not going to adhere any type of ribbon yet. We're going to add this to our base, our little layer here. And I'm silly today. Got this and this. All right. and it goes like this. But what I want to do is use twine, because I think twine and linen thread look amazing with this product, this paper. So I know I'm out of, oh no, do I have linen thread? No, I don't. These are another thing that I will not get rid of, but I have some crumb cake. I also have gray granite, but it's, maybe I don't, maybe I used it all, but I love this, and I think that this is also continuing on, and I am going to wrap it around a couple times, because I like to come back around, and we're going to find a way to add a bow. So I might have to do some adjusting, and that's now gone, so I should just use it all, right? Yes, let's do that. Let's grab some more of this and pull it this way, and we will tie the bow over to the left hand side, because I don't normally do that. We're going to zhuzh this together. I like to tie knots when I'm using my linen thread. So this is what we have so far, and this gives me the opportunity to do some, goodness, if my fingers want to work, little fun stuff right there. I'll tie my bow. I want my bow to lay sideways, so I'm going to move my cardstock and my layers sideways, because when I do that, it should, hello, where are we at? Thank you for being here with me this morning, and anyone catching the replay, thank you. It will be uploaded to YouTube after I am done here, and I'm so happy to be able to continue to share all my love. It's such an outlet for me. Since it's rainy and I couldn't go on a horseback ride, which I really wanted to do this weekend, I'm right here crafting away. So, all right, there's that. Now I need a card base. What do I want to use on my card base? And do I want to add more of a designer series paper as a layer and emboss that designer series paper? Yes, I think I do. So let me grab, and I'm going to use the twisted rope. Can't tell you if that's still available. However, I'm going to use it, and I think using a brown tone would be my best bet. Let's measure this. This is 4 inches. I'm going to cut that down to, is it 4 by 5 1/4, where that issue is? All right, I'm going to cut it down to, I don't think I can do it with that piece. Hang on. I'm looking. Sometimes you have to be, you know what? I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use the back side of this because it's subtle and it goes with this, but I'm going to be embossing it. So I think it's really, I always buy more to get free shipping. There's that too. Hello, Pat. I have that paper. Can't wait to see the results. Oh, well, you'll have to see the first card as well. So make sure you head back and watch the replay because it's really nice. I'll share both cards at the end so you can get a visual. All right, so I'm going to cut this down to 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to run it through that twisted rope and grab my stamp cut and emboss machine. I love that those fold down. We're embossing, so I need layer 1, and I use layer 4 if it's a 3D embossing folder. And we're going to do, all right, I want the embossed on here, and I want it straight. And this is going to kind of give you the whole illusion of ship knots. And there's such a story there with my son. Oh, I think I've shared that too. It's okay. My son was learning how to tie knots for the fire department because he had to take, he was taking courses. And he was sitting there learning. I was like, Nigel, watch. And I had him give me something. I'm like, this is called a ship knot. Like, is that on your little instruction thing for you to do knots? See, there's that. Kind of gives it that nice vibe of color, or not color, embossing. And it just reminds me of a ship, you know, sailing or whatnot, tying in your boat. He's like, so I did this knot. I didn't know what I was doing. I was pulling his leg. And I'm like, look at, Mom just did a ship knot. He's like, really? That's a thing? I'm like, somewhere, but this isn't it. He's like, oh, Mom. I think he knew before I even got started. Crumb cake base. That's what I'm thinking. Let's grab all the bases I grabbed. Look at all that. Yummy goodness. Gotta use it, right? Gotta use it. Crumb cake, or now I'm changing my mind. Some of these are probably old colors. Crumb cake, where are you? Right there. Crumb cake. Perfect. Okay, that's pretty varnished, but we're going to reinforce that fold. We're going to add this here, and I like to use my, you could add some ink to the sides. Oh, that would look really cool too, but we're not going there. I like to add Tombow to my embossed pieces to fill those nooks and crannies, and you don't need a lot. A little English muffin with some melted butter in those nooks and crannies. Yes. I love the association with that. Add that on there. I'm going to pop up the other, and then we're going to add, let's add some dimensionals, and then I'm going to find something that's going to work really great with this, maybe another sentiment to do a tag. So I didn't end up using those ephemera that I have here, but I think they would be great with this paper. Maybe that'll have to be junk journal stuff. And I love that I'm able to incorporate the things that I love doing into my creativity. It brings added excitement to the process, so it gets other people excited when they can hear that excitement of what you got going on. That will go in the center of this card. And again, it's a little off with measurement because I wanted it to be 4x3. No worries. Simple, elegant layout. And see, these were the ephemera I was talking about. They're kind of big, and yes, they would match in a sense, but I'm going to put those aside and use them in something different. And for now, let's grab a label. So I need a piece of white. This is perfect. And let's see what sentiment is in that stamp set that I can put on there. You absolutely made my day. Would be perfect on there. Actually, I'm going to do it in white because I have that pop of white in there. I'm going to let that rest here until I get my block. And I may need a different size block. So let's see what I got. That's a biggie. That's a biggie. There we go. Nope. Huh. Wonder where that block disappeared to. It's here somewhere. Oh, there it is. This is my H block. I'm going to grab that. Grab my piercing mat. Lay that on there. My Versamark to season up my stamp. And I think I want this to be, are we going to do Misty Moonlight again? Or do I want to pop it in that gray color that is here and here? Let's grab Gray Granite. There's so much flexibility with the stuff that you want to do. Gray Granite. It's not a color I use very often. What color families are your favorite? Do you like brights, subtles, regals, neutrals? I said them all, didn't I? Let that soak into that grain of paper. There we go. Is that crooked? A smidge. Thank God for two sides of paper, right? And it may be because my stamp is crooked. So let's take that off and add it to there again. And I'm going to put it in the center. Hopefully we're good now. Looks more lined up. Yes, wonderful. So got that. Put my stamps over here to clean. We're good with that. And I'm going to add this. So I need to add, I'm going to put dimensionals on the end here. I'm going to snip this off. It can hang over if I want it to. I could put it up here. I want it to go right there. So so we know this is 3 inches. So we're gonna make this 3 inches, right? Yes, straight edge. Sorry, my shirt is caught in the cutter. 3 inches? No. All right, I messed it up already because it's not 3 inches. I'm just gonna cut off the white part and not worry about it. All right? Where it lands, it lands. Oh, that's good. I like that. We're gonna add some adhesive to that. It will be flush to that seam on those two colors, like so. And again, let's pull in those rhinestones or whatever we just used, wherever I may have laid them, right here. These adhesive backed textured dots. And take your pick tool right where I belong, right in its little caddy. Add one here, one there, and take a big one and add it. Nope, I don't want it there. I want it right there. And there is card number 2. And I think that's what I'm going to do for today. We have these two color blocking. This is color blocking techniques where you're adding blocks of different, whatever, whether it's cardstock, designer series paper, whatever you want to use. That's your color blocking technique. I hope that you enjoyed it. Let's flip the camera around. I'm going to give this stamp set a little bit more love at some time today. And flip that, probably all up in your face. I don't really know why this is zooming in so crazy because it really drives me crazy. And I'm getting my couch moved today that's in there. That makes me really happy. Always stunning. Thank you, Celine. So thank you everyone for joining me for Let's Caffeinate and Create this wonderful Sunday morning. It's very blessed morning. Cheers. Got my coffee. Had time with my friends. Now I'm excited to do whatever I need to do the rest of the day and get that cruise booked. Yay! Thanks for all the tips about the drink package that I had inquired about yesterday. It's very helpful. And keep sending prayers for, you know, my daughter who's out there experiencing life in California. The pictures she sent were remarkable when she was driving through Colorado. She hit a foot of snow. Not hit it, but there was a foot of snow in Colorado, and then she gets through Utah and all that stuff, and I'm like, oh my gosh, the mountains. And she posted one picture in her Snapchat story, and it was something beer, and it literally looked like the Coors bottle, Coors Light bottle, you know, don't drink it till the mountains are blue. It was beautiful. So I'll be sharing more of her adventures as well as Nigel and Maddie's progress on their home, and more fun things to come with creativity. Thank you for your loving support and encouragement. I'm so forever grateful for each and every one of you. I will see you again very soon. Many Stampin' Blessings. Bye for now. hit that finish button.